Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast, and I have something pretty spicy here, an entire collector booster box of adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I'm going to crack it all open, show you what I get in every single pack, and walk you through what is in a collector booster. So let's get to it. These are the most exciting treatments in the set. All kinds of foils and bling and showcase frames abound, so I will not want you to miss a single thing here. Fun back of the box. I didn't notice this when I was looking at the packaging, by the way. I love that they set it up like you found a treasure chest and here's what you find inside, right down to a joke about 19 silver pieces, 2 candles, and a bag of caltrops, just like you might in your Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Really cool beholder here on the front, and then you crack this open, boom, and here are your booster packs. Gonna be 12 boosters in one of these fine containers, nice and shiny. Let's start opening them up, see what we get. I'm gonna set these over here to the side and crack them one at a time. I'll kind of walk you through what you can expect in a collector booster as well as we go through this. If I can open this up here. There we go. All right, see how good I am at opening booster packs. We're gonna find out a lot about that too. So, first thing you're gonna find are 4 foil commons. Check these out. Commons hanging out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get into the foil uncommons. We're gonna get 2 foil uncommons here. Ooh, Blessed Cleric. Been really enjoying this card in enchantment themed decks. I mean, it's kind of obvious, I guess, because it interacts with enchantments. But anyway, just any kind of tutor is always nice, even if it's the top of your library. But I digress. Let me move on. Then you're going to get a foil basic land. One of the nice ones with flavor text too. Collect them all for your decks, or even for some kind of D&D style experience you want to build. I know some DMs were talking about getting a bunch of the flavor text basic lands to use as prompts for their games. I think that's pretty cool. Moving on here, we've got a foil rare or mythic rare. In this case, the Tarrasque, the mighty Tarrasque is here, ready to plow down or be your commander, potentially. You get 1 extended art commander rare or mythic. So this is actually a card from the commander decks showing up here in that extended art frame. So that's pretty cool. It's Berserker's Frenzy. Coming up next, we've got, whoa, nice by the way, a Demi-Lich, pretty hot. You get 1 extended art rare or mythic rare. In this case, we got the mythic rare Demi-Lich. So that is pretty sweet. People keep telling me I need to stop rotating cards. It's like a habit of holding a card in my hand because everything's a little bit shiny and glossy, you know? Anyway. I'm gonna try and keep them a little more stable for y'all. Here's the Demi-Lich. Then after that, ooh, hey, it's Neverwinter Dryad. We get 2 showcase or borderless commons or uncommons. So here's one of them, the Neverwinter Dryad. And then here's another showcase, common or uncommon, in the Knoll Hunter. This frame appears on classic D&D monsters and a bunch of the legends, so pretty cool stuff there. Then after that, we get a showcase rare or mythic. Hey, speaking of awesome frames, here is the dungeon module frame. Here's the Lair of the Hydra one. I love these. They look like old D&D modules all the way to the edge of the card, and they all appear on some of the lands that are in the set. So you can find it on Lair of the Hydra and the other creature lands in the set, so that's pretty cool. So that's our showcase or borderless rare or mythic rare. After that, we are going to get a foil showcase or borderless common or uncommon. We got Ballet right here. Hello. And then after that, we get our foil extended art showcase or borderless rare or mythic rare. And this is always a really exciting slot. It's going to be the foil hot stuff. So in this case, we get the Forestworn Paladin. Pretty exciting card. One that you'll definitely be building around if there's a treasure deck in standard, or if you just want to, have some fun with it. And then at the back, we get our foil token. And note, you can get foil dungeons this way. So I showed off earlier in the week how you can get these in your pre-release packs, but you can also get a foil dungeon / foil token. Pretty cool. You can get these in your pre-release packs as well, but the other foil tokens you cannot really find anywhere else. So that's pretty cool. That's walking through 1 collector booster and what you can expect. Now let's go on to another collector booster. Collector booster number 2. I'm gonna move through these a little bit faster. Here, but still walk you through any cards that I have fun stories about. You can watch me struggle to open a booster pack. How embarrassing. I feel like this won't be too bad. All right, there we go. We'll get better at it as we go along. I promise you. All right, We've got our foil commons, uncommons. These guys right here: Owlbear, Jaded Sellsword, Ambush on the Road, Bullets, Fly. Ooh, a little dungeon combo there. There's our foil planes. Well, it's actually really pretty planes. I love how the foiling was done on this one, just like that path in the middle. That's super cool. All right, moving on. We've got a new legend, an Oswald Fiddlebender. So build around this as a new white commander, perhaps, or just show up in your artifact-themed commander deck as is. It's pretty cool. Maybe we'll see some standard play too. I mean, it's kind of like a birthing potty thing, so that's pretty sweet. We've got Vengeful Ancestor. Ah, yes, a Goad Matters card from the commander decks. I look forward to trying to build a whole Goad deck at some point with some fun stuff like this. We've been doing a lot more Goad recently. We found that it's pretty fun in commander, so you can expect to see a little bit more of it in the future. If you like Goad, let me know in the comments down below. It might guide how much we do going forward. Spirit Dragon, by the way, joins Ugin's ranks of Spirit Dragon here. That's pretty cool. Oh, the Hand of Vecna in extended art. I talked about the Vecna pieces in a video last week, but yeah, if you want to know all about the history of these, you can go check that out. This card is kind of brutal, by the way. You slam it down a creature on turn 2, you play this on turn 3, equip it, and suddenly you're attacking for just a ton of damage. So do not sleep on this card. Well, yeah, you did. I mean, it's Hand of Vecna, so you really don't want to sleep on it because that'd just be gross. But in general, also don't sleep on this card. You got a Rime Shield Frost Giant. Cool, it just breaks down to the Ward 3 reminder text. Ward 3 without reminder text. Looks so clean on this frame. And there's your Windseer. Old Gnawbone. Now, all of the dragons in this set, or at least the rare, mythic rare, and uncommon ones, have this cool treatment, this special showcase treatment that is full art, different art. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons, right? You gotta do something cool for the dragons. So that's kind of where this Old Gnawbone comes from. It's pretty cool looking. There's our foil Underdark Basilisk. Ooh, a foil Guardians of Faith. I've got an episode coming out next week on phasing. You will not want to miss where I show off, talk a lot about the phasing mechanic and appearing here. And this is a card I mentioned quite a bit, so stay tuned for that. And then we've got a foil Spider token and Zariel, the emblem for Zariel. Very neat. All right, on to pack number 3. Let's see what we get. I don't know why this booster is just like a little harder to open. Maybe this is one of the ones that you really want to like pull from the middle here. Here we go. All right. Oh, now I feel like I'm getting in the rhythm. Okay. Pixie Guide. Been really enjoying the dice rolling stuff. I'm gonna go past the commons here pretty quick though. There's that foil island. Just want to show off that foiling. Oh, that's really cool. It reminds me of when I was in New Zealand and visited these glowworm caves where the entire caves are lit by these glowworms on the ceiling. I don't know, maybe not a magic relevant story, but they're really cool caves. You should go check them out. The Waitomo Glowworm Caves. It's my little plug for you if you ever get to go. If you've been, let me know in the comments down below. Find my brethren. Okay, on to magic relevant things. Here's an Ochre Jelly, foil rare, pretty cool. Nice D&D trope represented in a magic card. In a lot of sets, this might be like a Hydra. Here, made a lot of sense as this jelly. Now I'm gonna move on to the commander card of Extract Brain. Something a Mind Flayer might do to you, perhaps. You can get number cards from the commander decks in this extended art treatment, which is pretty cool. So Extract Brain, coming hot to you. Instrument of the Bards, here it is, all the way extended art. Pretty cool. And reveal some fun other stuff on the sides here. There's our now showcase special monster frame commons, uncommons. We've got Celestial Unicorn, and hey, it's Legend Kalain, their Occlusive Painter. Great staple for your red-black treasure-based deck. Then we've got our rare Minion of the Mighty, a Kobold. Kobold's a classic D&D creature type, showing off the pack tactics mechanic here. Mimic and foil. This is perfect. I love the way that you just have to get that shiny foil. Nothing is behind it. It's Mimic that's going to eat you because you think that was treasure. This is actually really cool looking. I feel like this would show up on the front of a binder or something like that. Super neat. And then we get, a foil Mythic Dragon. Nice. Here's a foil Mythic Inferno of the Star Mounts. I've heard a lot of folks talk about this card and how they're going to pump its power up to 20. Brutal. That looks awesome. We got Old Gnawbone and Inferno of the Star Mounts already. The dragon set of Dungeons and Dragons living up. And hey, here's a foil dungeon right there. Living up to expectations with the foil Atropult on the back. You'll find that in your pre-release kit too, but you might want more tokens. Or if you can't make it out to pre-release, These collector boosters are just so full of shiny good stuff. Like you crack open a pack and every new card, you're like, all right, what's this hotness? What's this hotness? What's this hotness? Even the commons, you know, like just getting all these foils you're gonna want. You find the villain's lair. I expect this card to see plenty of play. It's a counter spell that also lets you loot away your cards, which is a great modality. Rust monster, classic D&D creature. All right, here we go. Got an island. Nice. But then we go into their foil rare here. Ooh, Paladin class, a foil class. Check out the foiling there on that frame. They've got this kind of saga-esque frame. Although note that the you know, they do play differently than the sagas. I believe that they flipped sides. That the saga is on this side and the text is on this side, right? The art is on this side and the text is on this side. So some differences, but we wanted to utilize this frame to really let you read down it and be like, okay, this is what it does, this is what it does, this is what it does. Kind of creating another story kind of feel. Also, all the symbols for the classes are in the artwork, so there's the Paladin symbol right there, which is pretty cool. Ooh, nice. Lorcan, the Warlock Collector himself. An extended art here. It's pretty sweet. This is a card that's generated a lot of discussion. I know people are really stoked to build around this. I love when we make a mono black legend people want to build around, because monocolored decks are often tough to make work in Commander, and sometimes basically always at a disadvantage because they can only play one color. So whenever we make a monocolored Commander, players get stoked about. I know I get really excited. Oh, speaking of things that are cool in Commander, here's a Loyal Warhound, a ramp spell a lot of the time in Commander. 2 mana, 3/1 that lets you go get a plains out of your deck. And it's a nice loyal dog, so can't beat that. Extended art. Got our common and uncommon showcase frames here. Hulking Bugbear. And hey, yeah, it's not always these guys. You can get the showcase dragons, including Green Dragon. You know, one of the things about this set we debated for a long time is if Green was going to get any dragons, because Green does not normally fly. But there is precedent for this in sets like Fate Reforged, and we really felt that for a set about dragons, every color should get dragons. And of course, Green gets non-flying Dragonborn, but we want to make sure it has some full-on dragons too. And so yeah, it gets Green Dragon. It is not the most impressive of the cycle, I think, but it's still Green Dragon. And Old Gnawbone, who is a very exciting one, which I opened up earlier. Hey, there's Zalto, the Fire Giant Duke, good for your Tim Commander deck where you ping it, or you know, just smash in for 7. It's kind of cool. A Giant Barbarian. I don't know why I always think of a Tim Commander deck with this. It's just like what, I don't know, me personally, maybe I've spent too much time around Josh Lee Kwai, but it's what I always think about. Ooh, foil White Dragon for our foil showcase card. That's really neat to see. Love, oh, that beam right there. Check out that beam. Oh, that looks so cool. And then at the back, we've got a Zorn Treasure. Whenever I see this card, I always think it is a legend because Zorn sounds like a legend name to me. But no, it's actually just a kind of D&D creature. I know D&D decently well. You know, I've played it a lot since I was a little kid, actually. But a lot of the more like lesser known creatures, or like you know, a couple of rings down creatures, I have been learning through this set. So Zorn, not a creature I was familiar with, but it's kind of cool that this set has taught me more about D&D. So now when I go back and play, I'm actually in a campaign right now, and when I go back and play with my party, I can know about these creatures. Pretty cool. Like, ah, yes, I know what that one does. It makes you extra treasure. All right, there's our foil forest. And then on to our rare foil instrument of the bards. Matches the extended art one I opened up. And then we've got Maddening Hex. I know this is an exciting one for a lot of folks. It's a new Aura Curse from the Commander decks. It's going to be pretty fun multiplayer. I've even heard some whispers about playing this in one-on-one because there is no other opponent for it to attach it to, right? So in a one-on-one game, this is just 3 mana, put it on your opponent, and whenever they cast a non-creature spell, they take d6 damage, which, yeah, sounds like that could be pretty good. Maybe this will be coming to a cube near you. We'll see. What do you think, cubers? Is this a cubable card? Let me know in the comments. Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, right here for a extended art rare. This might see playing some older goblins decks. I hear it's also quite powerful with Krenko, so yeah, this will show up in your commander games. Lurking Roper. This is my opponent on Arena who keeps taking a long time on their turns. So the Lurking Roper. And here we go with our uncommon legend, Shesra, Death's Whisper. I love all the uncommon legends in this set. They're the signposts, which is pretty cool. And also just to get a cycle of uncommon legendary creatures provides some cool commander possibilities as well, which is nice. Also, we just found in Dominaria that when you have legends running around the game just feels more epic, right? There's all these legends. It's so cool. You know, when you kill off a legend, it feels like you've done something amazing. When you kill off like a griffin, you're like, whatever, it was a griffin. But when your legend dies, you're like, oh, you kill off my legend. That's quite the move you made, even if it's just like a more generic creature. And yeah, so having them all as a signpost here, I think is really cool. Ooh, yes, here we go. Here is a showcase Mordenkainen, excuse me. That's rad. Hopefully we get some of the dog tokens, open up some of those here somewhere. Nice. That is awesome. Planeswalkers of this set are, one of the things we talked about was we're going to use the Planeswalker word on the type bar, right? Because they aren't Planeswalkers in the same way Magic Planeswalkers are. Should we use character or something like that? But ultimately, we settled on Planeswalker because it's how the cards were going to work, and we didn't want it to be super confusing, among other reasons. I opened up a foil, one of these, in my box opening the other day. So now I've got 2 awesome ones to use across my decks, which is great. Hey, it's a Blink Dog. What a good little doggy here. Foil Blink Dog, and then a Cave of the Frost Dragon in that special module frame. Foil. That is pretty sweet looking. There's a little hint of foil there in the artwork. That's rad. MTG Pro Shop is coming out with shirts for some of these. I know I've got the Treasure Trove one. They've got an Evolving Wilds one. So they look pretty cool, actually. They're just like this text and this color on a shirt. So check out for those as well. And hey, it's a treasure token. Speaking of the treasure you're going to want to make. And a zombie on the back. All right, on to the next pack. Crack this one right open down the middle. Boom, so efficient. At the beginning of the episode, you were like, this guy doesn't know how to open up booster packs. Finally, we there's a few different kinds of booster packs. Just gotta find your right rhythm with them. I try and cut my nails before these box opening videos, so they're not always at their easiest to open point. All right, here is another forest. Ooh, Sorcerer class as our rare this time around. Another rare class. Really cool. These look so sweet in foil. And we've got our bag of tricks. Ooh, what's in the bag of tricks this time? So one of the things we did with the commander decks, and I'll get there when we do the commander deck opening, is we decided we would do the other dice. So you can roll a D8 in your commander games, as well as D4, D12, and all kinds of other fun stuff. So here's a D8 rolling card for the bag of tricks. D&D also just has so many tropes to explore that we could not get to all of them in the main set. So having the commander decks to do them in was really helpful. And a bag of tricks, of course, was nice to pull out of our, bag of tricks there. Here's a Forest-Worn Paladin, an extended art. Compliment the one we got earlier, too. A Showcase Red Dragon. So now we're getting into our Showcase Common and Uncommons. Showcase Red Dragon. Ooh, and a Showcase Dungeon Module Temple of the Dragon Queen. Yeah, they show up on some of the uncommon lands as well. So that's pretty sweet. That's awesome art on this, too. I love how much these harken back to the old modules. One of the things we tried to do with the showcase treatments here is really hit a lot of different kinds of D&D nostalgia and feeling with them, right? So you've got the monster manual sketches, like these guys right here, right? These are like the more monster manual sketches, and then we've got the module frames. So, make sure that there's something for different kinds of players, right? That helps you in different ways, which I think is cool. Oh, nice. A Borderless Eliwick. Right on the heels of extended art Eliwick, right on the heels of Mordenkainen, so that's pretty cool. Nice. +1, venture into the dungeon. Yeah, build your adventure deck this way, or just minus her a bunch of times. Whatever you're in the mood for. Got our foil Baleful Beholder, who is what shows up on the front of the box. By the way, there he is hanging out. We've got our foil Showcase Oswald Fiddlebenders. Now we got 2 Oswalds out of this box to play around with. Once again, a birthing pod for artifacts. I think it's a pretty exciting Magic card, so lots to do here. We got a foil treasure token, and that's nice. Foil Fairy Dragon for your die rolling deck. That's really cool. I actually didn't know that fairy dragons were from D&D. I thought about fairy dragons in terms of other places in Magic, but no. Apparently they're a D&D thing too, which is awesome. And then literally I encountered them in my D&D campaign last week. So once again, learning things from D&D that I then get to apply my knowledge to when I go play. Fun to have that cross-pollination. I got some commons and uncommons and foil, and then a foil swamp. This is actually pretty cool looking foil swamp. Love how all the stars down here in the lake are foil. It really pops. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but I see it in person. So cool. You just get that little hint of foil on those stars on the lake. Makes it a little extra creepy, honestly. All right, got our foil Black Staff of Waterdeep. Convert your extra artifacts into 4/4 battlers. Reminds me of scissors from M15. I always loved that deck. So maybe you can just send in a bunch of endless scissors at your opponents and smash them. We got our commander deck card. Ooh, one of the faces or backup commanders at least. Cluth, Unrivaled Ancient. Nice. Carefully worded this one so that you cannot go infinite with Relentless Assault style cards or whatever the activated ability one is. That is a enchantment. But other than that, this card is pretty unbounded, so pretty easy to do some banana stuff with this. Get a ton of mana that you get to then spend on stuff, which is often exactly what Green Red wants to do. Brian Kibler, this was one for you to put into your new Dragons deck. I know Kibler started playing Commander recently, so this one will fit right in, I think, with your deck. We got an Extended Art Wish. Nice. Love this. I love this how simple this implementation is too, right? Just 3 mana, play a card you own from outside the game. Don't sleep on the fact this lets you color fix too, you know? If you need to play a land, you can always get a land, especially in limited. Got some skeletons. We got another Mimic. Oh, nice. A Showcase Dritz Doerden. That's cool. Opened one of these up in my box earlier in the week too. Now I got a couple of them. That's exciting. Here's a Red Dragon in foil. And hey, a Foil Wish. Nice. That's cool. I love the fire effect here. You can really see those like figures start to come out of the fire on this. It's pretty rad. And we got Foil Spider and Foil Zombie. All right, I think we're at about we got 5 packs left, so we're a little over halfway through. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Made it to the halfway point. If now's a good time for a code word. Often we do a code word in these if you've made it about the halfway point or so. So yeah, I guess the code word this time around will be monster. So if you can find a way to sneak monster into a sentence in the comments down below, I'll know you made it to the halfway point. Little fun reference between the two of us. Hopefully you're enjoying this monstrously cool box opening. All right, through the commons and uncommons here. There's a mountain. And then let's move on to our Hobgoblin Bandit Lord in foil. Krenko, watch out. Nice. See, Revivify. This card I know has generated a lot of discussion. Fun fact about the design of this card when it was being made is that we kept getting the comment like, wow, it seems like there's a huge swing on the 15+, right? Because going to your hand versus going to the battlefield is just like a gigantic swing. The argument back against that is always, well, you know, I'm blanking on the name, but Unbreakable Formation is a card that's existed and is just better than this in most cases. It doesn't really trigger your blink effects, but always saves all your creatures, and that card has been pretty fine. So this card should also be okay. And we kept playing with it, and it was pretty fun. These kind of protection effects are great, and yeah, in a ETB heavy deck, you can play it to reset your stuff, where Unbreakable Formation would not, although you don't always hit on the 15+. So we think this card is pretty safe, but it's definitely another option in White Mage's toolboxes, and happy to have it here. Cool to have the Extended Art one. Extended Art Treasure Chest, one of the few cards that can punish you for rolling it. It's a hefty price to pay, but the pretty cool stuff if you hit the, especially the 10 to 19 is what I normally want to hit here. Getting an artifact out is nice, but in any generic deck, just gaining through life and drawing 3 cards, that's where it's at for me. Got our Clattery Skeleton showcase and our Goblin Javeneer showcase, and then hey, another land in the module frame. Here's Dungeon Descent. Lets you venture right into the dungeon here. See if this ends up being important in any kind of a dungeon deck that comes out of this set. Really cool art on that one. Foil Celestial Unicorn. Get a nice showcase unicorn. Foil Instrument of the Bards. Wow, this box is like, hey, you should have some Instrument of the Bards. I think we've now opened up Extended Art, Foil, and Foil Extended Art, Instrument of the Bards. So I guess I'll have to play a tune sometime soon. Bard, excited to have it in Magic. And there's our Foil Dungeon the Mad Mage and Goblin token. All right, on to the next pack. crack these open here. Curious also, what do you all want me to open up next? So I've got some commander decks, I've got a set booster box, got some other stuff. Yeah, if there's a project you want me to open up next, let me know in the comments down below. Already done a draft booster box. Here's the collector boosters. Figured these would be the two you'd want to see right away. Maybe set boosters next, maybe commander decks next. Let me know down below. There's a foil swamp, and hey, there's another dungeon descent. I like the module frame more than the normal foils. That's me personally, but still happy to have this one. You really see, yeah, there's the dude just about to walk into the dungeon. Druid of Purification. Yeah, here's a card that's going to be important for commander players. At 1 more mana than Reclamation Sage, you are basically Reclamation Sage with huge upside. Now, they don't have to blow something up. They can choose not to help you. But a lot of the times, they will blow something up, especially if people are targeting each other. And so 4 mana for a 2/3 that is, going to hit 2-3 of your opponent's artifacts, 4 maybe in some cases. Pretty sweet, pretty powerful. It's not an elf, so some decks will not like that part as much, but this is a card that I think is pretty noble, blowing up a bunch of artifacts lying around, and yeah, pretty strong. Nice to have this one extended art too. I can think of a number of decks this will go right into. Here's a dancing sword, doing a little dance. Doing the dance in my chair right now, but you can't really see it, so I don't know what the point of that was. I feel better about myself anyway. There's that extended art. Direwolf Prowler, Loathsome Troll, and then a white with its life drain effect, which does not actually drain life from your opponent, as I first expected it would. But that's one thing about D&D. It's not always the same as what you would expect in Magic, which is kind of fun, honestly. Whoa, foil Mythic Book of Exalted Deeds. That looks awesome. That is sweet. Love how the book is foiled out here. Oh, that's awesome. I know Saffron Olive has been talking a lot on Twitter about the Faceless Haven deck, which has been showing up, where you animate a Faceless Haven, put counter art on it with Book of Exalted Deeds, and then make your opponents hard to deal with, even playing some weird cards like Lithoform, whatever that card is, Lithoform Blight maybe, as a card to deal with this combo out there. There's a few things you can sideboard against it, but definitely watch out for that if you're playing on Arena. That's an early deck that I know has caused some consternation for people already, as they suddenly have a land that says you can't lose the game on it. And a lot of decks do not pack land destruction in them, so yeah, watch out. Watch out for those. Is it going to be a strong contender? Is it just another goofy Saffron Olive deck? Well, we'll have to wait and find out on that one. All right. Foil counts uncommons. Ooh, foil druid class. I know it's an uncommon, but that's so cool to see. Love seeing these foil classes. Brunner Battlehammer in foil too. That's a card I know that has garnered plenty of red and white equipment excitement. I know that archetype's not for everybody. I definitely get some comments of like, oh man, you've done red white equipment so many times. But it is popular with some people, and it's important to both do new things like we did in Strixhaven, and also give people who have existing decks what they want, what they're excited about. And red white equipment is one of those examples. So Brunor, that's for you. Here's our foil mountain, and then we get, oh nice, a foil Grazilax, who's a Mind Flayer. There's some talk about if Mind Flayer would be its own creature type, like Beholder or just a Horror, but ultimately we went with a Horror, which gives it some backwards compatibility for anyone out there who's brave enough to build their Horror tribal deck. And yeah, this is a pretty fun one. I think there's a lot of fun stuff to build around here too. Ninjas are nice with this as well, just making sure that, you pick your ninjas back up to your hand, no problem. You can always ninja those back down. We got our extended art Song of Inspiration. This one rolls a d20 from the commander decks. Gets you some cards back into your hand, and maybe a little bit of life to boot. Remember a Restock a long time ago was a card you'd play a bunch in commander. Haven't seen that played in a long time. This is now an instant version of that gains you some life potentially too, which is nice. A Froghemoth. This card always makes me smile from the main set. Or if you want, maybe this is a card for your horror deck. I don't know. This card's always makes me smile. A pretty nice one. Now an extended art here, which is cool. Going into our showcase comes uncommons. We got a Rhyme Shield Frustrant, and the Rust Monster. What a frustrating creature in D&D. Never want to encounter one of these. And a Dragon Turtle, Rar. This looks quite a bit different than the normal illustration for Dragon Turtle. This one really leans into the turtle elements of the card, I think, where the normal illustration leans more into the like shark-like elements of the dragon. But there's your Monster Manual illustration for you. Got a foil Knoll Hunter, and then for our foil showcase, or foil extended art showcase, we got a foil Froghemoth, the double Froghemoth pack. This is the pack that is too froggy to quit, 2 frogs, 2 furious. Froghemoth time. I guess frog should really be the code word for this episode now, but anyway. Too late. Ooh, a foil angel token. Cool. All right, only 2 packs left. Let's see what else we get in here in this box. All righty. We are getting commons, uncommons here. Go past these guys. Ooh, foil planes. One thing I love how they've done. We've got an entire imaging team that does a lot of work figuring out the foiling. They're kind of one of the unsung heroes of Wizards, looking at what areas on the cards to foil, and they've done a great job with these basic lands, just giving like hints like this little city over here and this little ring right here, the foiling to them. I know it's not always the most exciting thing to everyone out there, but to me, I think it's pretty cool. I like foil basic lands. So, all right, teleportation circle, nice. Blink something every single turn. If you like Conjurer's Closet, well, here's a card for you. I expect this to see a lot of Commander play, and I know I'll be brewing with this in Standard as well. I don't know if it's bad or good, but I'll be trying it. Thassa maybe, right? You can play 8 of these right now. Share the Spoils. Oh man, this is a card that went through a lot of iterations, but always fun in Commander. Yeah, everyone basically exiles their top card, and everyone can play out of those top 4 cards. If someone loses, you just add more cards into the pot. And yeah, Share the Spoils, I think, is a pretty fair name for this card. It's a fun little teamwork card. You know, we wanted to kind of get some fun party working together stuff going on in the Commander deck. So it's an example of one of those cards. Ooh, a nice extended art Guardian of Faith. That's pretty cool. Pixie Guide in that showcase frame, followed by, oh, nice, Evolving Wilds. This is one I know I'm going to want to play set of. Evolving Wilds is, you know, a perpetual standard card. This to me, I think, is maybe the coolest version we've ever made. I love this borderless dungeon module style. I know it's not for everybody, totally, but for me, it just like hits this perfect sense of nostalgia, and the art even harkens back. So yeah, definitely gonna want a set of these. Really glad to have this. Westgate Regent here as our rare showcase card. Displacer Beast in foil, and then a foil white at the end of the booster, followed by a treasure and a fairy dragon. All right, last pack. Here we go. Collector booster, final pack here. What are we going for? Another Planeswalker, maybe? That'd be cool. Or like a foil showcase legend. I don't know. A lot of possibilities. See what we find. Celestial Unicorn to kick it off. Love that Celestial Unicorn. I love the range of art styles in this set, right? Normally, like, this is not normally the kind of thing that would look like Magic art, but I think it's really cool that we got a really wide range of art styles for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Well, he's a forest. More cool foiling on this one. Oops, dropped all the cards back there. Well, must continue onward. Wish, foil wish. I'll be having plenty of wishing to do here. This one not so much for Commander, but for Standard. Other places. Robo, oh nice. This card has generated a lot of early excitement. A white card that protects your creatures, phases it out, allows you to really keep one thing in play. It's really hard to deal with the equipped creature once this happens. Keep in mind that equipment attached to a creature that's phased out phases out with it. Yeah, it's hard to deal with the Robe of Stars or the creature once you've got this rolling, and it keeps with all of its counters and everything else. So yeah, this is a really nice one. I expect this to become a staple in mini white Commander decks. So really happy to get the extended art version of that. It also just looks really cool in extended art because, you know, this like art is so symmetrical. I think the symmetrical arts often feel the best in extended art going all the way to the frame. That's really cool looking. Eye of Vecna. Hey, we got the hand and we got the eye. Now it's time to start to summon Vecna in special versions of the card. We got a Manticore here. We got Owlbear. And we got, oh, yeah, baby. Mythic Rare in Showcase. Even Death, the Draco Lich. The threat that just keeps coming back. Nice. This one is very hard to beat in Limited, I know, from playing Arena recently. I would not be surprised if this shows up in Standard at some too. Foil Cridle of Baldur's Gate. Blue-black Signpost Uncommon. Then to end it, we have, hey, a foil Treasure Vault. Is there anything more appropriate for Dungeons & Dragons than to crack a foil Treasure Vault? What a perfect way to end. This whole thing has indeed been a Treasure Vault. And wow, I love the foil on that. That's great. Really cool. And then yeah, here's our foil dungeon and our foil goblin. So a lot of cool stuff in this collector booster box. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this opening and all the goodies we found within. And hopefully if you get your hands on some collector boosters, you get to enjoy them as much as I enjoyed opening them. Let me know in the comments down below what you want me to open up next. Commander deck, set booster, something else entirely. Let me know, and you will find me in a couple days with another opening. But in the meantime, though, may you have a lot of fun preparing for adventures in the Forgotten Realms. You got this. Pack. So open it up like this. First thing you'll find is you get your pre-release card. It could be one of any stamped rare or mythic rare in the set. We got Zalto, the Fire Giant Duke right here. Good in your Tim Commander deck, but for limited, a great beater. 5 mana, 7/3 trample, as well as letting you venture into the dungeon some. So that could be any